here we go. And yeah, the vision till the end of this year and the next year, because we decided that we actually need not just to explain you the ideas behind those recent features and updates, but provide you the more consistent vision of why we are building this and that functionality. So for the 2022, and actually till the end of this year, we are focused on building a feature-rich all-in-one sales engagement product for teams to improve team collaboration and team communication. And during this webinar, we will present all those recent and upcoming updates that are specifically tailored for team collaboration. And for 2023, Reply will become a platform, and Anatol will talk more about that just in a few minutes, since this is something that we are working on right now, and that will be a major platform update in the next year. Super excited about that. So, as all of you know, current Reply product ecosystem looks like this. So we have a Reply tool, Reply product, that is a all-in-one sales engagement for B2B teams for SDRs and sales roles, various verticals. We have Reply for agencies, a specific product that is tailored for lead generation and sales agency needs. And actually it works like a backbone of their business, generating leads for their clients. We have email warm-up tool, a tool that is the goal of which is to improve email deliverability and make sure that your emails, outreach emails, land in inbox, not in spam folder. And we have email search, that it helps you find emails on LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Recruiter, and send them to sequences in Reply. But at the end of this year, till December 22, we'll have, in addition, this set of features and products to improve team collaboration and actually automate even more channels. That being said, we're talking about LinkedIn automation that will be fully automated, 100% automated LinkedIn outreach to set it on autopilot and scale outreach in LinkedIn. We'll have the new data product. That being said, Reply is becoming a data provider, providing you guys with high quality leads for sequences. We'll have new functionality as roles and permissions that will work for both Reply users and Reply for agency users, as it will allow you to manage permissions and assign roles for team members, and also grant access to stats for clients of agencies and provide that visibility. We'll have advanced reports that will provide understanding of what channel actually bring what results. So it's about channel efficiency. We'll have multi-channel inbox, another exciting update, exciting functionality that is about to bring all communication channels in one place and handle communication that is collected from all these channels in one place. So every team member can collaborate together and handle those replies. And we'll have accounts. For those of you who wanted to try or already try an account-based selling, this is the feature for you guys. So this is for account-based approach to do an outreach. And speaking about Reply 3.0, I want to pass mic to Anatol to more about that.
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you, everyone. Quite exciting to talk to you all. So let's talk a little bit what we're building in the future. So Reply planning next year on releasing like revised platform, let's say, or updated of Reply that would slowly change from our current approach, where we have pretty much the one big product with tons of features, to the platform, where there will be like the core platform, and there will be a number of solutions specifically for particular cases. Let's say sales engagement, let's say data search, let's say warm up, or some verticals. And also, as you can see, we will change our UI UX a little bit. So we feel that our user experience within Reply getting a little bit longer in the tooth. So as a result, we will have a new UI next year. So our ETA for the new platform, the end of 2023. So the new moves to the left. It will be much more customizable platform. So the grids will be much more customizable, dashboards, and so on. And we feel like it would propel Reply like to grow even better and faster in the future. But we still retain our focus on serving teams and providing like tons of channels and providing ton of cool feature for engagement, because that's essentially where our focus are. Olivia?
Thanks, Anatol. And before we jump to our product updates, I'm super excited to announce that this year we're planning another sales development excellence conference as we did last year. So the date we are like mostly agreed on is the October 25th. Once we have it ready, once the page is ready, we will send newsletter updates for you guys. So please just check your emails, and hope to see you at the conference very, very shortly. It will be super exciting. A lot of SDR experts to share their expertise, their thoughts and insights and trends, and we'll have a secret star guest for this event. So super excited, but let's proceed with the feature updates. And Anatol, mic to you.
Thanks, Olivia, again. So let me share my screen and we will jump straight in. Okay, so guys, let's go to the first part. So first, what I would share with you is our new upcoming roles and permission feature. So what do we have here? So pretty much what we are focusing on right now is to be able to better serve teams. And it covers both teams within, let's say, SaaS businesses, IT companies, other industries, but also our agency partners who use Reply. And as a result, we're working on replacing our current team edition model with newer organization-based model, which has like work in progress name, roles, and permissions. So essentially, instead of team tab in Reply, you would have organization tab. And this organization tab will allow you to do tons of new stuff with your teams, because instead of one team, there will be multiple right now. So you can create a new team within your organization. As you can see, you can, for example, name it, you can add user to a team, you can pick a specific logo for a team. So in standard like SaaS business, it could be based on departments. So it could be, for example, if like for the small businesses, it definitely could be one team if you want to, but this is much more flexible feature. As a result, you can create multiple. You can create sales development, you can create account executives, you can create customer success if you need it. You can create user research, marketing, whoever in organization use Reply for engagement and communication. You can create this team, you can add users to a team. I will explain a little bit later how the role model works. You can set up properly rights and like very diligently in detail set up the experience you want for your organization. For our agency customers, you also can use the same team model to handle your customers, your clients. So you can create your clients from 1 to 5 to 10 to 20. You can arrange your teams based on the clients. You can have a number of users, for example, working with a specific client. And then you can set up so they can, let's say, only see the data within the team and the role. They can have specific permissions to do certain tasks and so on, so on, so on. So for example, if you want to let's say you're organization owner, and you want to move between teams, you have an ability to do so just from the login drop down. So you can log in into different teams, take a look how the things are inside, look it through the eyes of, let's say, team members of the specific team. What you also can do, you can like invite users over here. When you invite users, you can do this by inviting them to the specific team and the specific role. You already, for example, created, we will have some roles created by design, like team owner, team member, organization owner, that will cover basic things needed to do and to run your account. So for example, if you create your account, your default like roles permissions will be set up, but you would have the power to change them. How you do this? You do this using like roles and permissions tab. So there's two types of roles, essentially organization level roles and team level roles. So organization level roles, let's say like administrator, they can do specific like organization level tasks. They can handle billing, they can invite team members, they can manage to make permissions, they can handle roles, they can handle teams, and so on, so on, so on. If you want to set up, for example, access in more detailed way, you can create, let's say, a new role. This role will be within a team. And you can then set up, for example, permissions to the specific entities for this role. So you can, for example, say, like, I want for someone in this role to be able only to view sequences. But for example, for outbound role, I want to set up this differently, and he will be able to create sequences, delete them, run, enable, disable sequences, and do a lot of other stuff. So the same, we have like basic permissions for contacts, templates, reports, tasks, and also it is only like the first step. So this list of entities that covered by permissions will be larger, larger, and larger, and at the end we expect that like all the entities in reply, like, and most of the possible actions are covered by these permissions. So using these, you will be able to set up like specific roles to the needed extent how you want to run your accounts, which is not really possible right now with a team edition. That's probably it for this. So this is role and permission. So right now
Anatol, I'm very
Yes.
sorry to jump in. We have a question from Ben.
Okay,
Ben has
sure.
raised his hand. So Ben, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Can Ben? Or maybe it's better in Q&A.
Or in chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just send us your message, a question in chat. And by the way, actually, we encourage everyone to ask your questions. We will try to respond to all of them. Thank you.
Okay. Like, let me do like the questions, for example, for this particular feature. And then like if we go through, I will answer the questions related to the features we present. And at the end, we will leave like 10 minutes and go through back and forth with the questions kind of not related to the feature. Okay, so what is the Ben question? Yeah, I don't see one. So
there is a question from Lauren. I see on this slide there is an 800 email limit. Right now it is 400. Will this be increasing with the update, slide 7?
That's a great question. Actually, it's not. It's because it's dev servers. On the dev server, is set it differently to test the limits. So the limit essentially, it was 400. It's still 400. Like for the current state of outreach and how our tech works, even 400 is, from our experience, too high, because deliverability right now and results are quite good at the 50 to 100 levels. Once you get to 200, you start getting bounces no matter what. And when you get to 400, that's kind of not really efficient. So like, so for us at this point, make no sense for us going forward with bigger volumes. So yeah, we're exploring some options, for example, like connecting to reply other providers like SendGrid, that could get to higher limits, but with reply tag, we will strictly adhere to the 400 for time being. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this is upcoming feature. We expect it to go live somewhere in October. So it will be first on request. We will enable it for the teams, for the new teams, for the teams who request this, and later on, probably through 3 to 9 months period, we will slowly roll out and migrate all of the customers from the current model to the roles and permissions model. So that way we'll be able to cover all the cases we cover right now with Team Edition, but also provide much more flexibility for the teams to handle how they work. Okay, so the next feature I would like to talk about is our LinkedIn automation. So some of you may already tried and work with this feature, but I would like to get a little bit in detail here because we released it in a beta only this summer, and we feel it's like the next big thing that would help our customers, both the teams and individual customers, to ramp up the outreach essentially. So how we approach this? So when you have LinkedIn automation in reply sequences, so let me jump to this account. So when you have LinkedIn automation in reply sequences, when you add, for example, LinkedIn step, you right now has both options to have semi-automatic, or let's say we say this manual steps. So you have our standard message connect and mail view profile steps that we have for years that you do and execute through our Chrome extension, but also you have a fully automated option. And this fully automated option, when you create a step and sequence, so there is 4 of them, and we're working to release another one like in mail. So the 4 of them that already here, it's message, connect, view profile, and recent post. So it would work like any other automatic step. So you can use, for example, variables. You can, you can use our variables, like additional variables. You can use, for example, let's say, templates. If you want to send, let's say, just go and just picking profiles to higher interest of prospective customer, you just can go and set up as a view profile. So you can do a number of these steps. You can move them around. You can create mixed sequences, which will include both email step, call step, SMS, fully automated LinkedIn, WhatsApp, whatever combination you feel better work for you. And also you can do it strictly LinkedIn based sequences. So there's no limitation pretty much on these. How this would work. So this would work in a way where we so let's set a couple of days. So it would work in a way that what we would do, we would send messages or connection requests and post on your behalf, fully automated. We would do this depending on either your prospect connected with you on a LinkedIn profile or not. So for example, let's say you already connected with someone on LinkedIn. Then you can just view their profile, and if connected, we will send a message to them. If not connected, in these cases, we would just skip this step. So for example, let's say if you want to have fully usable flow, it would look like this. You can, again, add some text intro. It will be sent with a connection request. But for example, let's say create simple flow. So on a day 1 or day 0, you would go on view profile, then you send connection requests. If not connected, we would send this connection request. If already connected, we would move to the next step, wait for a little bit of a delay, and send a message. So this is a very basic flow. You can do much more complex one based on your needs. In terms of how to connect LinkedIn account and start doing so. So you go into your settings once you have LinkedIn feature. And what you would need our Chrome extension. So if you don't have a Chrome extension, just go and install it. Once you have a Chrome extension, you log it into your LinkedIn account. What you can do, you just go over here, you just click a plus, And if you have insert and open in Chrome extension, it would automatically pick up your account, add it here. We would like connect to your social cookie, and you would understand that you, for example, connected to your LinkedIn account. We automatically keep your connection alive using Chrome extension all the time, so your automation will be able to run unimpeded. Then once you connected your LinkedIn account, you can go and play a little bit with the limits. So why they're important? So like probably everyone who does outreach or any kind of communication on LinkedIn knows about like LinkedIn sensitivity to automation. So what we did, we tested this extensively and get a little bit on the safe side. So let's say we set up the limits in a way that you can do only like 30 messages, view profiles, like recent posts and connections per day, and also a specific number of detections, because we not only automate actions when we get something done on LinkedIn, we also detect replies and fetch replies into backend reply and save it in reply. Yeah, so this would run automatically to the limit. If, for example, contacts will hit this limit, you will hit this limit. The messages or connection requests will be like sent the next day once limit kind of get to the zero once again. Once you have all of this automation, once you understand what kind of activities you want to automate, you then can go to the reporting and take a look at analytics. So we have LinkedIn dashboard that also available with the beta and with this LinkedIn automation, which allows you to understand how your LinkedIn outreach, how your LinkedIn engagement are going. So what we have here, so you will be able to understand and see how many people you contacted through LinkedIn channel, how many connections were sent, how many replies you get, and what is your reply rate. This account is our sales account. It's a little bit misleading, but like it's yours, like to make conversion rates good. But what we would do, we would send the messages, then check for them repeatedly for the replies, fetch those replies, and just calculate the number of connections accepted and also the conversion rates, how many out of 10 connections you get accepted. Also, we show you the number of messages sent, the number of replies, and your reply conversion rates. You also can filter all of this data based on what LinkedIn account was connected and get into outreach. So you can like analyze specifically performance of different LinkedIn accounts. You can filter this by sequences. You can filter this, for example, by teammates who done the outreach. You can change your timeline, and you have like our advanced filtering when you can slice and dice all of this data based on who you targeted in the first place. For example, like whether they belong to a specific contact list, what kind of company, what kind of company size, industry, like what is a geo, maybe there is like specific city you wanted to target, and so on, so on, so on. Also, you can do things like analyze what is the best performance, let's say, of LinkedIn channel on specific steps. So you can slice and dice this data quite extensively to understand what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and so on. Also within this chart below, you have tons of metrics that relate to all of the activities that can happen on LinkedIn. And you can like set up it for you just in a couple of easy clicks, just disable and enable stuff on the legend. So let's say I want to understand only the volume, let's say, of manual messages and manual connections. All I have to do is just disable the stuff, and I can see, for example, like week by week, how many manual messages were sent, how many manual connections were sent, and so on and so on. For example, if instead I want to see number of sent only automatic connections and messages, I can do that as well. So I just set up it differently, and without all of the clutter, I can analyze, for example, so we sent like 11, get accepted 3 within this day. That's quite useful. If I want to see, let's say, the structure, like how many of different type of activities I have, all I have to do is enable all of this stuff. And let's say I can, at the same time, analyze everything. So there is a little bit more data. You can see, for example, first column, this is connections. Let's just make it easier. Let's just September. I'll just select September 2. Okay, so it's September 2, September 2, and apply. Okay, so it would make it easier for me even to understand when it happened within the day, like when the connections were sent, when I sent manual messages, or for example, after connection notes were sent. So what after connection notes is essentially the text you add to connection requests. So we even differentiate between messages and connection notes, so you understand, for example, like what is working best, like text within connection notes, or for example, just straight messages after someone connected. Like, and as I said, we're constantly polishing this because it's quite a new feature, and we adding emails. As you can see in report, they're already here, but this step will be released probably in the next couple of weeks. And we will just improve LinkedIn automation. So by the end of the year, maybe even in November, it will be out of beta and kind of available for everyone. So that's kind of LinkedIn automation. So,
and also, sorry for jumping in once again, there is a question about the price. Will LinkedIn automation be included in each plan, or there will be a need to pay extra for those features?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. So there is actually one update we kind of omitted from this, but it's more like on the business side than feature side, but let's go after it anyway. So recently we released the new pricing as well. You may be aware of this, maybe not. Just go to our pricing page on reply.io and take a look at this. So the price for LinkedIn automation is $49 per month per LinkedIn account. And if you go annual, you just multiply this. For example, if you have some of the bigger plans, and there is plan which include every single reply that you have, so nothing you would pay additionally. This the ultimate bundle, I believe. And in this plan, LinkedIn automation included, so you would get it with the plan. So it depends on the plan. On some plans you can buy it. On some plans, it's essentially part of the plan. This is the answer. Okay, so after LinkedIn automation, and we get a little bit talk about LinkedIn dashboard, we're also planning to release in probably September a little bit more of advanced reports. So the new dashboard or / report will release will have a name like channel efficiency. So what this dashboard shows, it essentially shows you how your channel performs. So for a long time, we'll make concerted effort to add a lot of channels to reply product, to be able to communicate through a lot of channels, understand what's working and what's not. Was really tough challenge. So what we did, we tried to simplify this by providing just dashboard essentially to analyze this. So you can see what your channel is performing best based on number of replies you get from this channel and based on conversion rate in this channel. So let's say LinkedIn has 20% conversion rate, SMS 9%, call 6%, automatic email 4%, and so on and so on. And also you have, for example, the same leaderboard based on meetings booked. So what leads to replies, and what leads to meeting books for your team. Okay, you also can see a number of prospects contacted, number of touches you have to the whole channel for this period. And again, as you can see, we can filter this by emails, we can filter by sequences, owners, time period, and the standard slice and dice of advanced filters to make it more targeted. Also, what we can show you the difference in channel approach. And for example, this is really telling a couple of charts, because as you can see on the left side, from our historic data, we heavily use automated email as a channel. But if you take a look at what we've been able to get through replies within meetings book, it seems like multi-channel approach, for example, for the last year for us, or for the last couple of years, was much more efficient way to get meetings booked. We see just getting replies on the bottom. So the data from our account just show that. And also what you have at the bottom, you can do like historic analysis. So let's say we can just go and take a look, let's say on last month. Get back over here, and you still can see that we rely a lot on automatic email, but you also can see that the structure, like in some of the days, are quite telling. So we use like approach when we use automatic email, manual email, we use calls, we use LinkedIn, we use SMS, we use like direct WhatsApp, a lot of different stuff. And also you can, again, as was previous dashboard, you can tune this by just enabling, disabling some of the channels. So let's disable automatic email and see what other channels like compare to each other. So you can see, for example, then if we discard automatic email, so the majority over here for us, for example, calls and WhatsApp, that's kind of unorthodox because usually for people, it's like LinkedIn calls, emails, and that's a standard approach. You can also disable, let's say, columns that can show you not only the volume and touches or replies, but you can also take a look like strictly on meeting book and see the structure over here. So again, you can play with this both with legend on charts, with quick filters at the top, and advanced filters to slice and dice like what channels works for who, for which email account, for which sequences, and so on, so on, so on. So we feel this would help, like this advanced reporting will help a lot to handle and get the most out of like multi-channel sequences and multi-channel approach. Olivia?
Thank you, Anatol. It's time for the first poll. We'll have two polls for today, and I want to share the first one. Okay, so do you use sales conversation intelligence tools like Gong, Chorus, etc. in your team? I think we'll have like 1 minute. You have 1 minute to answer the poll. It will help us a lot. And so would you like to comment on this question? Like, what is the idea behind sales conversational intelligence tools? Oh, Anna, so we cannot hear you. Okay, so here are the results. No, I don't use 96%. Got it. I think that, okay, and 4%, one person who voted is using Gong. Okay, that's kind of exciting. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's proceed with the next feature. That is about, give me a second, Anatol, we're about to talk about multi-channel inbox. And you are on mute, Anatol. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Olivia.
Still cannot hear you. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Can you please make it bigger, like go into slideshow?
Sure, thank you. I'm sorry about that. Yep.
Okay, so another feature we are like scheduling to launch this fall. So ETA around October, the start of October, maybe mid-October. Mid-October, we're working on multi-channel inbox. So what we're actually doing, we would replace our sequence inbox, not outbox, inbox, our sequence inbox with a new tab at the top menu. When you would have it's actually one place when you get all of the replies from different sequences, and later on from different channels. So in the first version in October, we'll just cover automatic and manual emails, but later on we'll also add different type of channels like LinkedIn, SMS, maybe WhatsApp. And you will be able to handle all of this within the one place. So as you can see, it's in layout quite similar, but much more updated. So you can slot all of the data based on folders. You would have like categories to the right with a color for tags. You would have unified inbox, so the whole team together as a team can work with this, can see all of the chats, can like essential conversations, reply to them, where this inbox using connected, let's say, emails or LinkedIn accounts or phone numbers that this replies you would get in the first place. So it will be kind of useful experience for your whole team where you can handle all of this out of the, let's say, external communications. And there will be both communications generated by reply sequences and also communications like generated by direct, let's say, email or direct sent SMS. So the whole conversation threads will be there. You would be able to filter it by sequences. You will be able to filter it by sending emails, by categories, and so on. So this will be the new place to pretty much handle after the first initial outreach communication in reply. As you can see, you would see at the top the number of like new replies no one gets through, so on, so on, so on. So Olivia, can you get to the next slide? I would talk a little bit about next feature, then share my screen and show how like some of this looks into pretty much reply. And also last month in beta, we released accounts. So, okay.
Yes, so go ahead.
Yeah, no. So like Juan asks, he's the only one who see the black screen. So can everyone else can see the screen? Can you like let us know just in the chat so we'll make sure that everyone can see what we're presenting? Okay, so thanks.
All right, awesome.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, so let's move on. So last month we released in beta accounts. So this is our next step, pretty much to make reply better for working with account-based selling approach. So what we did right now, we just added new tab accounts. So if you have a beta, you would by default have this feature. You have an ability to enable this feature. So from the get-go, you would just have this tab and there will be like button, enable this feature. And you can enable for yourself once you do it. And you already have like contact database. What we would do, we would just generate all of the accounts from your current contacts. So we just pick up company field, we would create new record, we would connect this record to the contacts, and you will be able to handle everything under the one account. Going forward, we would greatly expand on this. So what we will be adding, because we like quite heavily invested in improving our data technology. Like Olivia mentioned about this, we'll be able to enrich these accounts based on our internal database. Later on, you will be able to see like all of the contacts with the accounts, within account, all of the decision makers. You would be able to move accounts to the sequence, and instead, let's say, just picking up contacts one by one, you will be able to like move either everyone in this account to the sequence, or let's say choose an option to go like one by one. So there is a lot of improvement around the accounts that we'll be doing going forward to help teams better execute account-based selling approach and reply. So this is one of like, again, this is a building stone we will put going forward, but it's already in beta. You can already work with it. You can like import your accounts if you want to handle all of the list of them. You can see an activity, I believe. You can create lists and so on and so on. Okay, Olivia, let me share my screen and I will show a little bit of what we're talking about. Oh, no. So what I need is to change my accounts. So give me a sec, please.
Oh, by the way, Anazal, while you are preparing, there is one more question about LinkedIn. Give me a second. That was about. Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, we already addressed that. That's good. Thank you.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So I will show you like a development account, doesn't matter, but just to show you that some of the stuff we're talking about regarding box, it's already like encoded. So we're probably 2 to 3 weeks nearing the release. So you can see we already have box. We already have all of the answers. We can filter them by sequences. We can filter them by mail. We can filter them by date. We can search for a specific contact within the sequence. So let's say I can have not yet. Yeah, that seems to work for me right now. So I will be able to filter by contacts and see the conversation only for specific contacts based on the mail, let's say, or have both categories and folders over here. So right now, as I said, in October, we launched this for emails only, but later on, we'll just add other channels so I can reply over here right away to this, to the conversations. We can track all of this. We will have a little bit of updated editor, more streamlined. We would have the same functionality for replies for scoring templates, and we can add preview as we have when we create a new sequence. So despite this being a work in progress, it's pretty much like very close to what we would have in the first version in October. So this is regarding inbox. So regarding accounts, as I mentioned, okay, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Okay. Let me then jump to the other account to show this.
By the way, as Anatol already mentioned, a lot of these features are already available in beta. So we encourage everyone, if you have accounts, go and try them out. If you don't have an account, you can register, activate beta, and check it out for yourself, see how it works, is there value, and share your feedback. That is, well, your feedback is something that we base our decisions on. So it's definitely important. Thank you.
Okay, let me get back. So,
Anatol, but you're on mute.
yeah, this is how right now accounts look like in my account after I just enable them. So there's profiles, there's a list of contacts. You can import accounts from CSV, so we can use the same like approach as we do in contacts. But for the most part, how we expect people to use accounts, will be first, we will automatically create the accounts for you once you upload your contact list. So you do not have to do this separately. So once you create, for example, and upload the contact list using like in Perform history, all of the accounts will be automatically generated and connected to these contacts. And also what we will do later on, as I said, we will just add enrichment. So once these accounts get there, we will update them with information like domains. We will update them with information like description. We will update them with publicly available emails, industry company size, so that way companies can like better go through the account basis, better targeted, and so on. So that's roughly how this would like evolve in the next couple of months. So right now it's in beta, and we probably expect this to go out of beta again around November. So there's a lot of this new stuff going on. Okay, so we covered LinkedIn automation, we covered reports, we covered accounts, dashboards. We probably have the last feature to cover.
The secret feature, right?
Yeah, the secret feature. So it's not on a list. It's currently in development. and we just need like help of our customer base. We're just not sure will people use it or like it. And so you, the first who would see how it would look like. We will be ready to show in demo of this feature probably later next week. And by the end of this call, Olivia will show you and type in chat the link when you can, like, if you're interested in this feature, you can book a demo like personally with me, and I will like can show you this like more in detail, get back and forth with the questions. So let's just get straight to it. Okay, I would, yeah, I would show you the prototype of it. And as I said, like the demo like of this feature will be available a little bit later next week. So what it is, pretty much Reply in the last couple of years we acquired and like developed tons of different technology around sales engagement. And we have some interesting pieces of the puzzle that allow us to create kind of very like highly automated experience on creating sequences. So this highly automated experience is based on combination of our technology and ability to create text using GPT-3, on our ability to provide data using email search, and also our experience and insight in understanding what kind of sequences of playbooks works best, for example, for different cases. And so this is in a way a starting page for reply count, and at the same time, a new way to create a sequence in, let's say, a new sequence wizard. So what you would do, you would just type over here some kind of summary. Let's say, hey, I want to introduce you to a reply. Like, let's say, do you have time to this? So it can be just a first step text, and it doesn't really matter. Would you envision this as an email or LinkedIn? Doesn't matter. It's just a text. Or it can be a summary. In a way, I want to offer you a position, let's say, of VP of sales at some kind of company. So let's say it's like recruiting conversation starter. And then you would just hit generate text. And if you like, our GPT-3 will generate text from summary for you. We already have this feature in reply in the sequences. So we use the same tag. Let's say you generated it. Once you generated it based on text, we would understand your case. We'll understand what kind of business case you want to do. Do you want to do sales, recruiting, PR, like round hiring, round raising? Maybe you want to reach influencer. Maybe you want to like ask someone a question and so on. If you feel that we like get it wrong, you just can change this case. And then, as you can see, there is like wizard-like experience. You just go to the next step, and on the next step, what you do, you would just say to us, okay, after I create this like the message, what I want to talk to our your prospective customers, your prospect, who you want to target. So what kind of job title, maybe it's employee headcount, industry, location, who you want to, like very simple experience, like couple of parameters that allow us to search contacts for you to find the prospects to target. And after that, you would just go and click like generate sequence. So like generate another a little bit later experience. Once you generate sequence, what would happen? We would automatically generate the whole sequence for you. So what we would do, we would have a first step text based on either your first step email or LinkedIn, doesn't matter. And then we will generate follow-ups text for you. And we'll also generate all of the steps based on your business case. So in case of sales, we have number like of patterns we would use to generate you the steps. If you would say have, for example, recruiting, the number of steps will be completely different, and so on, so on, so on. So if you don't like what you get, you can easily get back and let's say generate different text, or you can change parameters and generate another sequence. So it's up to you. So it's like interactive experience of playing back and forth and automatically generating stuff instead of spending a lot of time. Once you have this, on the next step, the people will be already here. So we would find people for your target profile. We would fill your people tab in a wizard, and you will be able just, if you like all of the steps, like everything you got there, you just can go like further, next, just default schedules. You can change them if you want to. And then you, at the last step, you essentially save the sequence and you're ready to go. Or even if you like really confident in it, for example, your 5th or 10th time, you can just save and launch, and that's it. So that's kind of the experience we envision. But what we don't know, what we like really want to know from you, from your customer base, would people use it like in real life? Yeah, and what we mean in real life. So is it like sophisticated enough for teams to like really get the meaningful results? And that's where like demo, when we'll be ready to like show it and give it to people to play, it will be really useful. But like we wanted to show it to you right now because that's kind of how we envision like sequences should be made, instead of spending quite a lot of time on crafting text and so on. Because you can create a sequence probably 10 times better that way. The question is, will it work for you? That's essentially what we would like to know in the long term. Olivia, that's pretty much it from me.
I think it's time to for a second poll. Rima, will you help us with that? Okay, please rate in your experience. The first option will not use it, so it's not relevant for you. Would like to learn more? Will use and pay if monetized. Where to sign up? So actually, I already put the link to Anatol's calendar to book a personal demo with Anatol for the next week. By the way, Anatol, while our attendees vote, I have a question about the database. Can you tell us more about this second step, I believe, where users select the parameters for the audience and the audience is created for this specific sequence? How does it work? What is the size of the database that we work with? Oh, Anatol, please do not ignore me. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Would like to learn more. Okay, so it's 44%. We'll use 31%. We'll use and pay if monetized 13%. Where to sign up? Okay, guys, I have the link for everyone who is interested. Will not use. Well, that's also quite interesting. Why this experience is not relevant. So please, if you have desire to share your thoughts, please do that in chat. It will help us so much. Thank you for this. Anatol, are you with us? Hello.
Yep. Olivia?
Oh, please don't do that again. And you are on mute. I was asking about the database. How what is the size of the database that we work with on the second step when you apply these parameters to build an audience for a sequence?
Oh, that's a great question. So pretty much it depends on the market. So for North America, it covers probably 60 to 70% of all like business accounts that you can see, like business profiles you can see on LinkedIn. But it can differ in different countries. And it's like what I can say, it's different from our home extension search. So the results you would get from this will be much higher quality that you would get from our home extension search right now, because we actually work in this based in this database. So we kind of expect this data product approach to set in and reply by the end of the year as well. So instead of like dynamically generated data, we'll more rely on data we curate, like control and validate all of the time. So that's kind of the answer. So for US and Canada, it will be much better quality than our home extension. For the other countries, it will depend case by case.
Thank you. That's exciting. And that's it for today, everyone. We shared everything that we have on our roadmap till the end of the year. Well, except probably data product that we just started to talk right now, but it obviously do not have time to cover it today. But on the conference, I think that we will allocate some time to talk more and share more about those well, the new products in our portfolio. That is going to be also very exciting. So I see that we don't have any questions, and actually answered all of them. That was really, really great experience for me and Ansel. This is actually our first webinar that we're holding together. And both feel like I'm excited. Ansel, how do you like the experience? We'll definitely improve it next time. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this webinar today. It was really very exciting, and hope to see you on our next events, webinar.